Hey guys, it's Kate and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review and demo on this product right here, which is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. Also, I guess the sponge as well, because I did use this. So if you would like to see my thoughts on these products for oily skin, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I have already washed and moisturized my face. Before I go in with primer, I am really quickly going to just spray this Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea, just because it has been a little bit since I washed my face, and this kind of refreshes everything before I put my makeup on. It smells delicious also. I like this one a lot. I used to have the rose one, but I think that my skin kind of reacts to rose, but that's not the point of this video, just throwing that out there. Okay, so now that that is on, I'm gonna go ahead and use the primer that I typically use. It's a little combo of these two. So it's the Catrice Prime and Fine Pore Refining Primer and the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. I know that sometimes people like to do half and half, but I have really oily skin, so it just doesn't make sense for me to not wear a primer, because then the foundation just doesn't work. And this has just been the combination I've used with like every foundation that I've been doing recently. So I know how it performs with a lot of different formulas, and also with this formula because I have worn this a couple times. I like to wear the foundations a couple of times before I go ahead and review them on my channel, just because my first impressions are very different sometimes from how I actually end up feeling about the product. So I don't know, first impressions aren't always like the most accurate. I'm just gonna take the blur stick and blur some of these pores. All right, so the foundation, I have the shade 202 Creamy Natural. It says to shake, so I do shake it up. I don't know if it really makes a difference. And it's super liquidy, which you will see. So I just take kind of like this much because it is so liquidy. And I apply this using the L'Oreal blending sponge because I just thought I would pick this one up because it was buy one, get one 50% off for L'Oreal, so made sense. So I'm gonna show you first just one half of my face with the foundation on. So I just like to dot it on and then go ahead and blend it out. Sorry, I'm super blind because I want to wear my glasses for this. I'm sorry about the loud noises from outside. I have an air conditioner window unit in now, and I can't like close the window fully, but I can't take the air conditioner out every time I want to film a video, and I need the air conditioner because yuck. Time is barely on our side. I don't want to waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all. All right, so this side has the foundation on. As you can see, it is like a kind of more natural, dewy looking finish, which I have been into, especially for summer, and this is the side without it. This doesn't do, it doesn't emphasize pores too much. Obviously, I do use a pore blurring primer, but I do have very large pores, and sometimes even with that, foundations can sink in, which it doesn't tend to do. It doesn't tend to cake up a lot. I have noticed, like right when I put it on, I don't know if you'll be able to tell in the video, but it looks heavier when I first put it on, and then once it's on for about 45 minutes to an hour, it kind of, you know, balances out with my natural oils or whatever it does. But it kind of stays tacky, but not tacky to a sticky feeling. I'm gonna go ahead, put it on the other half of my face, and then I will be back. No, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the... All right, so this is my whole face covered. I just do kind of one layer, and then you saw how I built up on the cheeks just a little bit, and that's really all that I like to do. I don't like to go in with a full second layer of foundation ever, because pretty much no matter what foundation it is, unless it's the Makeup Forever Water Blend, it's going to cake up and look not so cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in so you can see it up close. So this is the foundation zoomed in. Sorry, I can't get like my whole face in the video, obviously. But I think that this looks very nice, you guys. Like, honestly, sorry, I'm like turning awkwardly while I talk. But I think that it looks very nice. It's a nice, radiant finish, not too heavy, not too light. Just like, honestly, really beautiful. And yeah, that's how I feel. So I'm gonna go ahead and go set the makeup. I'm gonna use the RCMA No Color Powder and then apply the rest of my makeup, and I will be back to share some of my last thoughts about this product. BRB. Alright, so as you can see, my makeup is all on my face, and I do have quite a few thoughts about this foundation, some that I've already said, and now some more, and of course my phone will do that. I did tell you some of them during the demo and application, and I will just go ahead and tell you some more of them now. So, first of all, as somebody with oily skin, I really was not ever very interested in this foundation, but then the more that I thought about it, because it said Infallible Pro Glow up to 24 hours, I thought that maybe it would be a good one to try out with oily skin, because most dewy, radiant foundations are definitely catered to dry skin, or at least normal skin, which, I mean, this does say on it normal to dry skin because it's hydrating, but most of them are not marketed as being long wearing. So I really wanted to try this one specifically for the fact that it says that it's very long wearing, you know? So I decided to go ahead and pick it up. I did go ahead and purchase the sponge as well, which I actually really like. I believe it's $8, and it does remind me a lot of the Beauty Blender, and they're bringing back this old shape. Remember, like, so many sponges used to be like this, and I like associated it with those like really stiff ones, but it is not like that at all, and this shape is just really nice. You have a lot of, you know, this part to really blend it in like you saw, and then I do use the pointed end for concealer, so I am a huge fan of this sponge for $8. Anyway, the foundation. So I'm gonna give my top 3 things about it and my like top negative things about it. 3 negative things about it. I don't know. I like to do 3 and 3. So for my top 3 things that I love about this foundation. So I love that it is dewy without being sticky. And what I mean is, a lot of times if you try a dewier foundation, I don't know how many of you have oily skin, but when I try most of them, they feel actually heavier than most foundations, even though a lot of times like dewy is supposed to be associated with being light and healthy, but like a lot of times they just feel sticky and gross. So I was kind of scared that that's how this was going to be, but it actually isn't. It claims to have a feather light texture, and I actually agree with that. It's very liquidy, very watery, and it just blends out so beautifully, and it feels like you don't have anything on your skin. Even as I start to get a little oilier, it doesn't feel, you know, melty and disgusting. So love that about it. Number 2 is a lot of dewier foundations tend to really emphasize my pores. I don't know what it is about that. I think maybe because it does have, you know, a little bit more of a bounce back or reflect, but this one does not emphasize my pores whatsoever. Obviously my pores exist, they're there, but they're not too, you know, in your face. So I really like how that looks. It just looks very smooth. I showed you in the close-up before I set it, but it just makes everything look nice and just pretty. And the third thing that I love about this foundation is that it actually does wear a very long time. I highly doubt that it would wear 24 hours, but on oily skin like mine, I don't think anything would. Also, probably shouldn't be having foundation on your face 24 hours a day anyway. So I would say that this does last a good 12 hours on my combo to oily skin. I do have to bring a powder along. Current powder right now is the Maybelline Better Skin, but I don't mind powdering. Mostly it's just my nose. Everywhere else stays beautiful. My nose gets a little bit oily in my T-zone. So I do like to bring a powder along, just, you know, to powder it throughout the day, but I find that since it is a more dewy, hydrating consistency, when I put powder over it, it doesn't tend to get cakey or anything. So I totally don't mind bringing along powder to touch up, because I have to do that with most foundations anyway. Alright, and then getting into 3 things that I don't like so much about it. The first thing is the shade range. It's not a big shade range. For me personally, this shade 202 does match like very well. So if you match one of the shades, that's wonderful, but they really don't come in the most colors. The second thing that I don't love about it, I guess, would be that it does require touching up, because if you don't touch up, I feel like it will slide off your face. So, you know, there's a give and take, but like I said earlier, it doesn't cake up when I powder it. So that is the second thing. And then the third and final thing is the smell is a little strange. Mostly though, I'm concerned because I did at one point have the Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, and I had it was less than a year, like it was a few months, and it developed this weird smell of like Jameson, like the whiskey, which is weird. And this one, I don't know, hold on. I'm like worried that it's gonna do the same thing because it does have a weird smell, and I don't know, I have used it a couple times and I've gotten like a couple pimple situations, which could be from this or it could be from my, you know, time of the month coming around, but I don't know, I feel like it might be this. So if you have sensitive skin, there's like this weird chemically scent, and I feel like the Pro Matte Foundation did that to me as well. So I don't know if that's what's breaking me out, but it's a possibility. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that it could possibly be breaking me out. So it might break out other people as well. But overall, I would say this foundation is great. If you have normal combo oily skin, I think you can still go ahead and try it. Just get it at Ulta. That way if you don't like it, you can return it, you know? But I really like it on my skin particularly. I think it looks really nice. I've worn it outside a couple days when it was about 80 degrees and it didn't melt off. I'm just overall very impressed with this foundation, especially after not being drawn to it for the longest time. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. If you did, please leave a comment or subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it a lot. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.